You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry ChillyBoy Chilson, and this is my review for Thor: Love and Thunder. So did they actually remove that blur from the trailers? Well, stick around and find out. Before we get into this review and thirsty discussion, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. For Love and Thunder follows Thor on his quest for inner peace after the events of Endgame. However, his hopeful retirement gets interrupted early when Gore the God Butcher begins a terror reign on gods across the universe. For Love and Thunder is directed and written by Taika Waititi, who also directed Thor Ragnarok, starring Chris Hemsworth once again as our favorite God of Thunder, as well as Natalie Portman, Tessa Thompson, Christian Bale, and Taika Waititi. Now, Thor is my favorite MCU hero. He's not my favorite hero in all of Marvel, but certainly when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Thor reigns supreme. And no, it's not just because, well, I'm a simp for Chris Hemsworth, but because his character has overcome so much. He's gone through such an amazing character growth journey. Plus, he's this great blend of comedy and badass hero, which Chris Hemsworth is able to pull off to a T. And I absolutely adored Thor Ragnarok. So when I heard Taika Waititi was teaming back up with the character of Thor, yeah, I was hyped. Then we got those trailers, and well, you all saw. I about damn near fell out of this chair when they showed that flicked too damn hard scene. Woo! Plus all these set photos of Tessa and Natalie. I mean, this was fire. I was so freaking hyped. Probably my most anticipated film of the entire year. And, well, Thor Love and Thunder mostly lived up to the hype. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. Well, I teased it in the intro. I am your source for film thirst. So I have to kick off our positives with this tidbit. Got the unblurred cut, y'all. Yes, Marvel has forayed into actual human nudity for the first time. And yes, while it's just a brief glimpse, we do get a glimpse at the mighty backside of Chris Hemsworth. It's automatically 5 out of 5 for me, right? Aside from that, Chris Hemsworth looks amazing. One, the costume I adore. I really like this more retro-y style costume. Two, he is in insane shape for this film. And three, well, he's Chris Hemsworth and always looks beautiful. So they delivered on all the goods this time round. But outside of looking real nice, Chris Hemsworth is just so freaking good as Thor. He has really grown into this character as an actor, has gone on the journey with the character and is at his most vulnerable and takes the most strides as an actual in-depth character when it comes to Love and Thunder. I loved his development here in this film. Then we get Jane Foster coming back, and yeah, Natalie looking good too. Like, woo! I was so happy to see that they did, in fact, go the route that the comics did to introduce the Mighty Thor comic line. She's amazing in this role. I would argue that Natalie Portman is probably the best actor in the film. She brings so much to this character, to the film, to the script. Far and away, this is the best chemistry we have seen between Thor and Jane to date. It's been a big complaint through all of the Thor films that we just weren't feeling it. We weren't feeling the spark between these two characters. It wasn't written well enough, and the actors did what they could, but with such bland screenplays, it was difficult to get invested into this relationship. That is, until Thor Love and Thunder, when you are fully hooked. And it is a big centerpiece of the screenplay, of the script and story plot, and it's handled beautifully. Then we get Valkyrie. Tessa Thompson is back once more. She also, woof, is looking good and acting just as badass as we love. While I might have liked a little bit more of her own story in this film, what we got with her was really fantastic. Seeing her be a different type of king in a different type of scenario when it comes to New Asgard was really entertaining. And if we're being honest, I want a Disney Plus series of New Asgard between Endgame through Love and Thunder. But we get some really badass moments with Valkyrie that I adored. But not to be outdone, Christian Bale is amazing as Gore the God Butcher. Oh, what a performance from Christian Bale. Now, I wish he was in it more as well, that we got more time with him. But wow, he really chews up that scenery in the best possible way. We're introduced to Gore very fast, but it's very effective. But it's a very effective introduction to his character that makes him an interesting, intriguing, and somewhat sympathetic villain right from the start. And amongst this tumultuous political time in the United States, it's actually a really great allegory on religion and belief. When it comes to primarily Thor and Jane, their own independent journeys and how that intertwines was really a joy to watch. Story does a fantastic job of bouncing back and forth between very comedic Taika Waititi style comedy and much more emotionally resonant. And yeah, it's gonna get you in your feels by the time we hit that finale. As for the look and the direction, it's a little bit more hit and miss on both fronts for me. However, I want to point out the battle in this black and white tone that we see in that latest trailer. Oh my gosh, it looks absolutely amazing. It's something like we have never seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe up until this point. And Taika definitely brings his own stamp here, much like he did with Ragnarok. While it doesn't all land, it feels like a Taika Waititi film. The big, bold, beautiful colors, the off the wall, kind of offbeat style of comedy. This is a Taika film, and everybody is fully on board and embracing that vision. A nice set of glutes alone can't carry a film by itself, huh? What didn't work so well when it comes to Thor Love and Thunder? Well, let's go ahead and talk about the parts of the script and the directing and the look of it that didn't work quite as well. I think there's a bit too much of Taika's humor that is repetitive jokes, and they're kind of funny the first time, but certainly not funny enough to warrant the amount of callbacks they get. And when it comes to the aesthetic and the appearance of the film, for as many beautiful shots as we get moving throughout, this particularly relies on heavy CGI throughout, and there's quite a few shots that are glaring. They pop out at you. Rather than being immersed into this world and feeling like you've been transported to another universe, oftentimes you do very much feel like you're looking at this explosion on the screen. Also, there's some weird stylistic choices from Taika when it comes to the visuals that didn't hit nearly as much as I would have liked. I'll say, if you are someone in which the MCU's use of blue green screen really bothers them, well, you might be annoyed through a good portion of Thor Love and Thunder. Now, while I don't think Russell Crowe was bad in the film, I want to know what accent he thought he was doing. I was very perplexed by the accent choice of Russell Crowe. Was he trying to be Greek? Was he trying to be Roman? Well, what exactly was going on there, Russell? And then the end, I don't know if I personally like the direction it's indicating for any future projects that may include these characters. I'll just say that. But overall, the film had stakes, it had weight to it, in addition to the light, fun Taika feel of it all. We got the buns, we got other beauty, And ultimately, I had a really good time watching Thor Love and Thunder. I can't wait to get back into the theater and see it again. And no, not just for the thirst, but because it's a really good time. I was smiling throughout. And I think if you enjoy Thor Ragnarok, you're really going to have a great time with Thor Love and Thunder as well. Otherwise, if you're not really a fan of Taika Waititi specifically, I'm not sure how far Thor Love and Thunder is going to go for you. And if you're tiring of the MCU at large, this definitely has its own feel. It has its own individual stamp, but I don't know if it veers away enough for it to convert any people who have strayed away from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But for me, I say see this on the biggest screen possible. See it in a large theater. It has large visuals, big sound, and it's a whole lot of fun. So that was my review for Thor Love and Thunder. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Thor Love and Thunder? And how have you felt about Thor as a character in the MCU? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.